Alright, so TV show review. I just finished watching the special for it. Oof, my bad. I had to get my pillow for my elbow. So I have Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV. Yeah. My oh my. Yeah, this shit was heavy. So, there's my thoughts. And I want to open this up with something important. If you're a parent and you want your kids in showbiz, think twice. Make them watch this documentary and you explain things to them as they happen, which means you're going to be pausing this a lot and explaining a lot of things to them. I don't care how old your fucking kids are, explain the shit to them. Because it can happen not just in the industry, at school too. Just saying. Don't sugarcoat it with things have changed. Because be realistic about it. They haven't. Be in your kids' lives and advocate for them. Don't be a fucking idiot. So, y'all ready for this shit? I wasn't. Nickelodeon definitely set the precedent for kids' TV back then. Love kids' TV back then. I grew up with that shit. Although most of the shows had adult themes to them retrospectively. Oh, yeah, they did. A lot of them did. I didn't know that Dan was on head of the class. I never watched 80 shows. Not really. Katrina Johnson looks good. Kind of missed the old hair, though. Yeah, she went from brunette to blonde. Damn. Ooh, Leon wearing dick noses on his costume. But then again, I'm not surprised. Oof. The raunchiest production was Ren and Stimpy. Hands down the raunchiest. I also get being a kid and sticking to Dan's good side for success, because if you tattle, who's going to believe you? Yeah, tattletale, tattletale. Nobody likes tattletales. And snitches get stitches. Parents might, but producers won't. 90s TV really had the adult elements in it, but dumbed down for kids. Because they knew we'd survive that shit. We would, and we did. And now that we are older, it's still fucking rough. It's like they knew my generation could handle it when we got older. Wow, do y'all either laugh it off or get offended? Me, I laugh it off. Because I'm like, I see the adult nature. I'm just like, come on, I've seen worse. I have. Dan having a foot fetish, that's kind of funny because that's usually how it starts. Every time, always starts that way. But I can see in Leon's eyes, he's definitely been hurt. Does this alter my perception of Nickelodeon? I don't know yet. We'll see. Well, actually, since I finished this, has it altered my perception? No. Because like I mentioned before, I knew it had adult shit. Like it shows. Christ. Oh my. Originally, I wasn't going to watch this because it's too popular, but curiosity got the best of me, so here I am. Just like with Cuties, when that shit came out and everybody took the twerking scene out of complete context and just threw it on Twitter. Oh, look what they're doing. That's pedophilia. This was written for pedos. And I'm like, no, because I'm logic about shit. I'm like, no, it's not for pedos. You're taking it out of context. And what do people do? Took it out of context. Want more on that review? It's on the channel. Ugh. Fuck. Katrina can't believe that the fat... Oh, she can't be the fat one because they already got one. Ouch. Even though technically they have two in Lori and Keenan back then. Yeah, for real. I do wonder, and fans globally probably wonder too. Is Amanda Bynes going to be tapped to give perspective on what happened? Spoiler, she didn't. I don't know. That would be a heavy interview. It really fucking would. And I didn't know Laugh Factory had workshops for kids. I never knew that. I knew about Laugh Factory because Dave Chappelle was on there and a whole bunch of other comedians came on there. I didn't know they had one for kids. That's interesting to me. I do miss Amanda's style, though. Like, her rise to fame, like, damn, that shit was a fucking lightning in a bottle firecracker moment. Crazy shit. And I got to see that. That's cool. But damn, everybody got to crash and burn sometime. Shit. And I don't mean that sarcastically or rudely. It's just, it happens. And it's pretty surprising her dad and Dan crafted her career, and it shows why. It really does. The fact her parents were hands on versus the other shows who's authoritative and who's not. Oh, yeah. A lot of them parents back then weren't as authoritative about shit versus Amanda's. And it's kind of fucked up. Because back then, this was lightning in a bottle churning away beautifully. I mean, think about that. It's the 90s. Nickelodeon is at its peak with entertainment. You have your cartoons, you have your new shows, you have Snick, you got all that, you have Kenan and Kel. Everything is firing all cylinders, and it's a beautiful sight. It really is. Are you afraid of the dark? Oh my, so much. And then you wonder, like, how many of them were molested or raped. Shit. Hell, her show was a massive gamble for the network. It really was. Amanda and Dan, yeah. Suppose it failed. Wouldn't be talking about it today. Let's see here. Sachi Cole's right about female roles in Hollywood, too. Yeah, there's cute, innocent, and hypersexualized. I don't care for hypersexualized at all. It is so overrated. It is one of the worst fucking things ever. I hate it. Oh, I hate it. I used to like it when I was younger, but now I'm older, I don't fucking care for it. It's always the same fucking camera pan, body shots, dumb bullshit, shitty tit flash, dumb ass angles. Ugh. Gay. It's gay. It's stupid. It's outdated. Ugh. The Amanda Show is trailblazing, though, retrospectively, for female comedians and kid stars. It really is a trailblazing series. Christy Stratton and Jenny Kilgen, Kilgen, or Kill, whatever, were writers for Amanda's show. Jenny does look like a funny person, and Christy's right about 1999 in Hollywood with getting a writing position as a woman. Because even today, it's still male-driven. But there have been significant changes over the last 20 years. It really has. Like, you look back, if one of your favorite movies was Point Break, guess who directed that shit? Catherine Bigelow. It takes a while. But how was it an abusive relationship working on the show? Splitting the salary is shitty. And wow, Dan didn't believe women writers could be funny. This motherfucker never saw the Golden Girls. Oh, man. Yeah, it was written by men, but that legendary quartet left scorched earth in their wake. That allowed for other women to plant seeds and grow. So thank you, you beautiful four. I guess he thinks female directors can't do it either. Oh my. Jesus Christ, Penelope Taint. Learn something new every day. My, oh my. 99 Sprite and Dr. Pepper cans. I miss those cans. Oh, damn. Dan didn't pay Christy $300 for eating 2 pints of ice cream in half an hour. Crazy mad bastard. Oh, boy. I used to love Kids' Choice Awards, but as I got into my teens, I lost interest on that shit. I did want that orange blimp, though. That was cool as fuck. And getting selfish over Raquel's cake at 13 is petty as fuck. Like, 13 is literally a sacred rite of passage, honestly, because you're going from 12 to 13. You're entering teen years. Yeah, you get a big cake. Fuck. Christ. When I was 18, I got, let's see here. So Raquel got a giant cake at 13. When I was 18, I got $100 for graduating. That was pretty big for my ass, shit. I'd never seen $100 before. And besides, he got a slice, so shut the fuck up. Oh my. I don't think there's anything wrong with the hot tub scene between Dan and Amanda. I don't. He's fully dressed versus naked or having her in his lap. That's just me. Oh my. Yeah, like I saw that shit. I'm like, why are people getting uncomfortable about that shit? He's dressed and she's in a one piece. Whatever. Well then, Dan watching porn and having Jenny massage him in the writer's room. Lovely. Even threatening to end her career if she was conspiring against him. Good grief. I think I know why Dan got aggressive as the show ended. This is my 2 cents. When you have lightning in a bottle moments, and these are important moments too, because if you look back at every series that took off, and I can also attest my interview on Jacked Up Review podcast with Cam and Carly from X-Files. Well, Cam's the host, but Carly was on X-Files for production and shit. You think they're going to last forever. And the lightning in the bottle deal is, it's hard. It's easy to make it fire on all cylinders. And when she worked on X-Files and the locations they went to, it was a nightmare because any big city area, it is a lot of work because you have to get in touch with the police, fire department. Ugh. What else? Highway Association, traffic control, all that jazz. Permits. It's a fucking mess. NWO in WCW is a prime example of this too. But yeah, it's like you think they're gonna last, and then you keep going with the same formula. It doesn't always pan out. X-Files went that way and it worked. WCW with NWO, no, it did not. Amanda was getting older and probably wanted to explore more avenues, like every child star does. And Dustin Diamond's another example. Dead as he stayed in that typecast of Screech, and it killed him. So, couple that with higher ups pointing out ratings and budget. Yeah, the pressure gets to you. Pressure to keep that magic going faded for him, so he turned toxic. That's what I think happened. He was so pressured by ratings because, he even ran to check the ratings every time. Like, that's OCD. Like, if you're running to the mailbox to check ratings, that's sad. Ugh. Or maybe he was toxic from the get-go. You never really know. Man, telling Christy if she acted like she was getting sodomized while talking about high school. Major gross out, man. Yuck. And she really did it too. Damn. And splitting the salary is a no-no in the Writers Guild, as Jenny found out. Ain't that some shit? It's wild. For 2000 and being a first-time writer for a popular show, you'd think Jenny would have researched more thoroughly before just accepting the gig. That's not a dig at her. That's just saying, if it's your first gig, you would think you'd do a little research beforehand. Yeah. But I don't hold it against her because it was a great opportunity, and why question salary split? Versus now where it's question and no knowledge. And it sounds like Dan's bipolar too, judging by everybody's interviews. And Christy got fired for going to a concert and having friends over. Petty! Fucking retarded. And Jenny quit after being accused of being a phone sex operator by Dan, plus being told she'd be working 27 weeks, 11 of those without pay. Shitty. And I could go into a whole spiel about pay and the workplace and how finances aren't fair. I'm not going to do that because this video will be a 2-hour deal. Of course, he denies the salary claims because he's not in charge of finances. That's someone else, but he does have say on how much because he's showrunner. So, yeah. I get the denial, but also, yeah, you can say a little more. Playing fast and loose with the women. Idiot. Nice. Jenny sued Dan. Go team. Yeah, sue that motherfucker. Nickelodeon's PR statement is bullshit written up by some scapegoat newbie intern. I love those fuckers. Always with the PR statement. We're not responsible for what's here. We're investigating blah 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 blah. Blow it out your ass, motherfucker. Oh my, there were pedos on set. The shock. Glorious. Jesus Christ. Jason Handy sent Brandy a pic of him masturbating. That's just nasty. Just no. Why? 11. Why? Fucking retard. Brandy's mom is right about how Hollywood treats kids. It really, really shows with the stars that were on Disney and Nickelodeon the most. All them popular ones. I mean, you see them, they turn out to be amazing stars on screen, and then after the show ends, boy, they spit the fuck out with PTSD and spiral into drug addiction, alcohol abuse, run-ins with the cops, DUIs, all that jazz. And even in the extreme case, murder. Yeah, murder. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I am talking about the one Power Ranger from... what fucking series was that? I want to say Jungle Fury, but that's not it. But yeah, he got convicted of murder. Crazy shit. He's not a kid. It counts. Ugh. Most ended up addicted to drugs, alcohol, suicide, locked up, molested, etc. So, yeah. Hell, Drew Barrymore was doing coke and smoking cigs at 8, I think. Yeah. And I remember Drake on the Amanda Show. Yeah, I forgot about him on there, actually. I forgot they played hillbilly siblings. Ooh, incest. It's not far from it. Dan got pushed out of the writer's room on What I Like About You for sure. Oh, yes. That's the thing of network exercising their power as the WB was coming into its final years on air. Yeah. And that's really sad, too, because I had to look that up. I was like, damn. Because that was 2002. And they went off air in 2006. Sad. That's really sad. It was their final fucking years. And they probably didn't know it. Amanda wants to be emancipated is understandable, even if it hurts someone in the process. I went to school with a guy named Sean who did that. Because either his mom was abusive or his dad was an alcoholic. I can't remember. But he was granted emancipation. And has done well for himself since then. I always thought that was so cool. I did. When I was younger, I was like, that's so cool. I want to do that. But me being young, I didn't know shit. And her being 16, I can relate to that rebellious attitude. She's dating someone older, because older equals better and intelligent, but not always the case. Yeah. Seriously, I went into this with my age gap video. Go watch that. I'm not getting into that shit here. It's mostly a learning curve. And it really is. Turning to Dan for help, that's easily understandable because he helped her career, and why would he say no? And if you think I'm on Dan's side of this, you're not paying attention. Turning to Dan for help is the best way to go because that's who she knows the most. Damn, her getting emancipated drove a wedge between her and her parents, and Amanda as well. Plus, she left the show. Man, this reminded me of Britney Spears' 2007 meltdown. That retrospective interview I want to fucking see. Ooh, I want to see that shit. Because this is 17 years after that happened. Fuck. Kenan has seen this. Kenan Thompson. He is. There was a quote in the paper about this. He saw it and verified the allegations, but only for those that he knows of, not others. So, yeah. Not a fan of all that being revived. You can't replicate the original magic. Sorry. I mean, if you're a diehard fan of season 2 of all that, and I just made you angry, oh well. Go write your local congressman. Ugh. It's crazy. Because I like the original shit. Like, you can't fuck with an original lightning in a bottle moment. You can try. Sometimes it works, not always. Dan quoted by saying it's frightening the amount of power he has over the kids. It's funny, scary, telling, and detrimental. Wild. Because these kids are in the development stages of their lives in puberty too, so it's easy to sway and gain trust. But knowing when to be supportive versus abusive is easy, but also trying too. You're supposed to nurture their talent, not subtly manipulate them into your care. That's dumb. You're the one responsible for their well being on set, but offset, you ain't shit. Giovanni's cute. I like her hair. All that is basically living color for kids. Yeah, that series. Love that show. That's where Jim Carrey got his big break. And he was rejected by SNL. Ain't that some shit? Wow. Boy, they really fucked up then. God. Yeah, you don't believe me? Go look at SNL auditions. He tried out for it and got rejected. Sad. That talented motherfucker got rejected by SNL. Fuck. Wonder what horror stories Kyle Sullivan and Brian Christopher Hearn have to share along with Giovanni. And I wonder if Jamie Lynn Spears will be on here, but probably not. Sugar and Coffee sketch is wild shit for the physicality and gross factor too. I saw that shit. I'm like, that's a lot of sugar. And I hate sugar. I don't like a lot of sugar. That stuff drains the hell out of you. Ugh. And you're talking to somebody who, before getting in shape and shit and hitting the gym, used to pound down 2-liter bottles, used to pound down 4 suicides at the movies, 44-ounce suicides. And I'd be getting home and I was lethargic as shit. Ugh. So lethargic. Oof. And I don't have diabetes. I don't. I've changed my shit. Oh, those racial issues. What a fucking trip. Brian selling Girl Scout cookies is funny, but also highlights crack dealer trope. I mean, hell, if I saw him selling Girl Scout cookies, it is funny. I would totally buy a fucking box. I wouldn't think anything of it. I'd be like, this motherfucker's trying to sell cookies like a girl. Fuck it. I'm gonna buy some. Or if he was doing it because his sister was sick, I'd be like, okay, cool. I'll help your sister out. Fuck it. Little fetus. Oh, and saying it should be charcoal. That's fucked up. Brian's agent telling his mom to just shut up and do it for him is beyond stupid. That agent should be shot, drawn, quartered, and maimed publicly. Brian having peanut butter licked off of him is fucking weird and definitely a fetish. Oh my. Yeah, I remember that shit. More on that later. On Air Dare is definitely fucked up retrospectively. If it had been more comical, it wouldn't be an issue, but you're talking forcing PTSD and trust issues on kids. I pity Virgil Fabian as he's recounting what went down. He's squirming and shifting like a motherfucker. I do the same shit on any uncomfortable situation. Oh my god. Karen Finley Thompson pointing out how toxic the work environment was under Dan is eye-opening. Times have changed, though, when it comes to certain projects. Yeah. Horror stories still exist, but not as badly. You can really see the change in Dan as this gets deeper in the shit. Ready to go deeper? We're gonna go deeper. So deep, it's gonna tickle. He's got corporate breathing on him about doing things, pressuring himself about the ratings, and unleashing on those around him is so wrong. He's basically a victim of his own success. Dan saying he never considered gender when hiring might be true. I don't know. He might have gone by credentials versus gender, but maybe deep down he's like misogynistic. Because I mean, if you're a showrunner, you're getting shown all these different people. and their credentials and shit, pictures and all that shit, their whole file, their portfolio. And, you know, you're choosing who's best and who's not. And yeah, it's a bitch. And damn, Brian got kicked from the series. Fuck. Jason Handy was a pedophile. Damn, got busted. Who would have thought? Glad Brandy's mom didn't lie about knowing him. She could have lied. She really could have lied. And Jason shit. 10,000 images of kitty porn and vids, including a Ziploc bag with Brandy's name on it that had letters inside. I like the message he wrote in Giovanni's book, but damn. And Jason admitting to his urges in his journal is severely fucked. But at least he's honest. Most can't do it. Most pedos will flat out deny they are one. And I remember that from The Catcher Predator. Yeah, I watched that shit. I love that series. It's funny as hell. Still funny to this day. Fucked up, but funny. Ugh. Because you gotta look at it from their side. And I'm not sticking up for them. I'm just pointing the shit out from what I remember. You know, they're in deep denial. They have their own issues, but they can't see. They only see that far in front of them. That's it. They don't see the whole outside deal of it. Crazy. And Brandy had to testify against him, and he got 6 years for what he did. Should have been 15 to life. 10,000. Fuck. 10. Ugh. God, I have 100,000 pictures of posters and fan art and shit. And he's got 10,000 things of kitty porn. Oh, God. Another pedo and Brian Peck. Pickle boy. Pickle boy likes his pickles. I remember him vaguely, but not fully. Him passing a pickle to Ray Romano, a total glory hole joke. By there being two pedos on set 4 months apart from each other getting caught, it shows how bad background checks were and still are today. If I ran background checks, I'd hire dark web folks to screen everyone thoroughly. Because dark web ain't gonna let you get away with shit. Sneaking dirty jokes in the kids' shows is so easy. They did it with Rocco's Modern Life with the titty portrait. And the ball squeeze. Yeah, that shit. That was funny as hell. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to the episode with the ape. That one. Giovanni's right about the atmosphere and being comfortable with everyone, and then you're not. Yeah. I remember when Jamie Spears got pregnant, Nickelodeon had canceled Zoe 101 as a result, but now I found out the show had its run its course long before she got knocked up. Ooh, holy shit. So, first off with Brian Peck. His house is cool with a room dedicated to toys and comics and a Planet of the Apes homage. That's beautiful. I love that shit. Very shocking. He had an autographed clown portrait by John Wayne Gacy, and he was his pen pal. Fuck me, Freddy. I did not expect that shit. Oh, God. And then he got arrested for abusing another actor, and it was Drake Bell. Yeah, the end of episode 2, that broke me. That, him walking into set, like, oh, no. Man. And I will say on Drake, for him pleading guilty to his affair with that chick when she was 14, 15, that was bullshit. Absolutely. Why'd you wait so long to tell? Why? Makes no sense, but whatever. And I remember totally Kyle. That was funny as shit. I missed that. So stupid. I also agree with Gio on having her parents leave the room was sketchy, because if they stayed, they would have taken their kids home instantly and the network would have been shut down. More on that later. Damn shame they're bleeping shit. I hate that. Also hate that there's a lot of stuff cut out, too. I wonder if Brian molested Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, I think he did. Brian telling Drake's dad that parents shouldn't be their managers is true and false. True because it can cause issues, but false If they're minors, they need parental guidance and approval. I mean, look at who's the new kid that I like? What is his fucking name? LG or FG artist who's worked on Spider-Verse. He's only 15 now, but he's made a hell of a career. I like him. He's cool as shit. And now watching this, I wonder. You should too. Fuck. Or have a manager that's willing to meet them halfway. Always good to have that. Brian definitely got controlling over Drake to the point of not wanting his dad as manager. That's heartbreaking. And Brian raped Drake at 15. Damn. That's horrible. And it sucks because that's when most rapes and molesting occurs, usually teens. Usually it's a lot younger, but most of the time it's teens. And why I say Brian raped DiCaprio, if you look at it's a very small comparison, but if you look at Drake's hair now and DiCaprio's back then, kind of got that. He has a taste for boys, definitely. Creepy as fuck, but and his dad pointing out how he touched Leonardo on Growing Pains, yeah. Definitely pedo. Crazy shit. Virgil not knowing there was another victim is telling. Yeah, him not knowing about that was pretty shocking. That was genuine shock. He didn't know. And I'm glad Drake's GF mom recognized he was in danger when Brian called multiple times. Like, this motherfucker. 40 years old, calling that many times. Like, creepy. I rarely felt it when he closed his eyes and said worst. I felt that shit. Because that is pain you don't forget. Absolutely don't forget that. And I can't believe Brian wanted Drake to tell Dan that he wanted to be dad on Drake and Josh. That is fucking reprehensible. Ugh. 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 So if you go back and rewatch Drake and Josh, now you know more shit. Makes watching that even creepier. Oh my. And heartening. So disheartening. Fuck. But the worst is yet to come. I know that was the powder keg that set him off on the phone with his mom telling her everything. Oh yeah. Because he was like, I don't know what set me off, but I just told her everything. That moment with Brian saying that to him about wanting to be on Drake and Josh's dad, that's what set him off. Drake having a hard time saying he was raped shows because he's still dealing with it. Like, he just came to terms with this shit. Just let it out the bag. It's going to be hard for him the next couple years. It's never easy. It's not easy to confront your trauma. Dickhead on a dirt bike. Boom. It can happen. Anyway. But yeah, him confronting his rape trauma is really hard. It's not easy. I have many friends that are rape victims. Victims of rape, incest, molestation, suicide, all that shit. And it has not been easy. It's not. They've recovered immensely. They've done great for themselves. But, ooh, that process is hard. No. And I'm glad he told the cops and got Brian to confess. The other big thing that's important is whether the show would go on. Yeah. He tried numbing the pain with drugs and alcohol, but it wasn't enough to escape. What the fuck happened in Brian's sentencing? This has been heavy fucking shit. Ugh. I cried through this whole episode. Episode 3 was the hardest. Drake's dad finding out about what he went through is terrible. Oh man, seeing him cry like that, God. As a father, you want to protect your kids from everything and everyone that could possibly hurt them. Definitely. And yeah, you feel so powerless. Even when forced to be distant, you still keep a watchful eye. Mm. And I know Joe feels like he failed him, but he didn't. He really didn't. He tried his best. Because as much as you want to protect him, something bad happens to him anyway. And going back to Brian Hearn being covered in peanut butter, I know where that came from. Uh, everything has an origin. Isn't that fun? It came from an episode of Nip Tuck. I remember this vividly because I laughed my ass off at it. A woman wanted her tits done, but her nipples were FUBAR, and she admitted letting her dog lick peanut butter off of them. It's funny, but it's not. It's funny in the context of it because of how what was it, Christian handled that situation, but doing it to a kid, no. Yeah. It just, nah, not really. Not that funny. Uh, Brian's side of the courtroom was full while Drake's side only had his family. And it goes to show that even with being convicted, industry support will always be there. Yeah. And Drake's right about no social media presence because internet was still in its infancy and MySpace was only a year old at this point. And also, because I'll be bringing this up later, but I'll tackle it since it popped up. For 2003, but him and Soledad both brought up, why it wasn't a bigger issue on TV. And I know why, because this was 2 years after 9/11. So 9/11 is still fresh in everyone's minds. That's all you hear on the news, like the latest terror attack, the latest attack over in Iraq, the war in Iraq, the body count in Iraq. That's all you hear about is Iraq, 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 9/11, 9/11, 9/11. You don't hear shit about a pedophile. Fuck no. That's why you didn't hear anything. Crazy. Hell of an address Drake made to everyone in the courtroom. That's some heavy shit. I didn't write everything down. I wrote down what hit the hardest for me. And he only got 16 months in jail and registered as a sex offender. Weak. That's fucking weak. Now here's the shit that's really fucked up and the worst part about that. The letters being unsealed. James Marston, a lot of these motherfuckers. James Marston wrote a letter of support for Brian Peck. I'm gonna get to the juiciest part about this shit. I'm in shock. The fact that most push for probation is staggering. Because if Brian had been black, his ass would be serving life without parole. Let that sink in. Alan Thicke, X-Men producer Tom DeSanto, Ryder Strong, Will Freedy also wrote in support of Brian. More on them later. It's crazy, but benefit of a doubt, they probably didn't know what he'd done prior to sentencing. Not to mention the victim blaming portions are very telling because that's gaslighting in itself. Yeah. And I hope those watching this now know what they wrote in support of and regret it. And I hope they reach out to Drake and apologize. Spoiler, they didn't. Except for Joanna Kearns and Will and Ryder. That's it. They didn't reach out to Drake. They did it on their own shows and shit. And Joanna retracted her statement. So the misinformation on what Brian did was probably spun as a girl who accused him of touching her, and that's how those letters came out. Ain't that amazing? Gonna blame a girl and spin it that way. Crazy. Gotta say, I'm conflicted and shocked. Like, why? It's wild because you always hear that story, and it's always sometimes true. You have the sides where it is, the girl seduced the guy and he was totally innocent, or it's the other way around, and yeah, fun stuff. Rich Carell saying he'd be happy to work with Brian again after this. Jesus. And he did on Zach and Cody. Crazy. And Brian lied to Carell saying it was taken care of. Dumbass. So he lied on his resume about being convicted and registering just fucking wow. That's the only way you get hired is if you lie. Ezell Channel got busted for abusing a kid on set. Damn. Crazy. System doesn't really protect kids like it should. Do I blame Dan for what I've seen so far? He's accountable by association, but not directly responsible. Brian, Jason, Ezell made their choices and actions, so no, I don't blame Dan. I really don't. Like, he hired them based on their work ethic, not their proclivities. And you figure that trio hid their true motives in plain sight without Dan's knowledge. Brian's the worst out of this quartet so far, and I didn't know Michelle Obama was on iCarly. Gotta give props to Dan for picking the right starlets to lead the 2000s. The Icarus metaphor does fit Dan well and anyone in power. Oh, man. Because you want to outdo yourself, bring in the money, ratings, merch, casting, and season renewals, possible movie opportunities. It's crazy because you can get lost in that whirlwind. Yeah. Alexa's right about the cum shot with the syringe. It's funny at first, but as an adult, not so much. But now that I know it was a syringe, that makes it even funnier. Like, you couldn't actually bite the fucking pack and just... Pfft. Like, you had to have some syringe. Lazy ass. Oh my. Plus, you're dealing with the puberty dynamic, too, and selling to viewers this is how the characters dresses so they dress like they do, and you'll be popular. Dan, the cameraman's right about a kid's show being a kid's show. Always a fine line to cross or blur when you bring that up. Dan saying he likes when the cast gets sassy because then he can put them in any horrible predicament I choose is so damning, but also true because he's the head writer. It happens. Look at Josh Whedon. Perfect example. Ugh. Never cared for Ariana Grande. Never will. That's just personal preference. But yeah, her shit was definitely odd to say the least. That's better. Oof. I'm bummed there's only one episode left after this. I really am. Like, shit, should have been more. Dan asking for massages is weird, especially for 20 years. I mean, why not offer it to everyone after a long day on set? Shit. Or a Pizza Hut pizza party. Jeanette's book is on my channel too, and her pointing out how abusive his behavior is deep. Yeah. Yeah, her book's on the channel, slideshow form. Nickelodeon stepped in and told Dan he couldn't be hands-on with the cast after Jeanette's mom died. Customer joining the Me Too movement and telling the union about Dan's massages only to find out she wasn't the only one complaining about it is crazy. Yeah, costumer. And the irony with that woman is if she didn't want her name revealed but has her actual voice heard, why didn't she get a voice filter too? Just saying. Because you know whoever's watching is going to be saying, oh, I know who that is. Nickelodeon dropped Dan March 26, 2018. And I remember seeing it on my Facebook feed. Then or on the news. Plus, I wasn't on Twitter then either. I didn't join Twitter in 2019. So Dan said he would do things differently back then is a relief, but that toxic energy is probably lurking underneath. Amazing that Nickelodeon gave him a $7 million severance. Kids' mental health should be top priority, but back then it wasn't. All that mattered was dollar signs, education, contract, and setting trends. The psychological impact these shows had on kids is so horrible. From body image to self-esteem is so bad. So they turn to vices to cope, and it doesn't help. Biggest takeaway from this is those who haven't come forward, and I don't expect them to. I really don't. Because some might not even remember it, while others would rather just forget about it and live their lives in solitude. For examples, look at the Vince McMahon allegations. A lot of them haven't talked. A lot of them haven't. Some might not even remember it, while others would... Oh, yeah, that's right, though. Dan hoping for a comeback is intriguing. Has he really learned his lesson? Would he be a better showrunner in 2024 given how times have changed? Would anyone hire him? I don't know, honestly. He's easy to bank because look at his history, but has the toxicity left him? Him saying that everything and everyone was approved by multiple parties is true. There's multiple levels of approval to go through. That's a given on any show or film because the final say comes from the studio or department head. Or if the president itself is involved. The company president, not the president of the U.S. Ugh. Though my question is, what's episode 5 going to be about? With everyone named, Dan's more the catalyst versus the perpetrator. And I really want to blame someone, blame the person who hired Dan. There's the real criminal retrospectively. Go after that motherfucker. Whoa, who's the other All That cast member that's going to speak out? More on that bitch in a little bit. I will say this for Quiet on Set. I wholeheartedly believe Brian Peck at some point tried to molest, rape Leonardo DiCaprio on Growing Pains. Maybe even Kirk Cameron. Maybe everybody on the fucking set that was a kid. Who knows? So the final episode is just a recap. Bummer. Oh wow, Will feels horrible and he recanted. Damn. And Soledad O'Brien looks like a dude, sort of. Drake's right about trauma and how everyone deals with it and everyone has different conclusions for it. Soledad makes a valid point that this wasn't bigger. It wasn't a bigger scandal in 03. Already went over that. And no one's reached out to him to reveal since his reveal. That's sad. So sad. I guess those folks are too ashamed to apologize or they just don't care. I'm glad Drake and his parents have healed their relationship. It's nice that Josh Peck has kept in touch with him through this. That's amazing and rare because most child stars don't have that bond. And I'm glad Drake's opened up more with writing since his revelation. It's good and healthy for him to heal. Giovanni and Brian make valid points on Dan's interview. I relate to that. Oh, fuck, that's good. I never knew about counting how many black folks are in the room. I never thought about that. But if you go back to 80s, 2000s shows and movies, black man was always sacrificed for the Caucasian to win. It's true. Rarely was there a black lead that outdid the other. There are some, but it was rare. And yes, Gone with the Wind is a prime example, but it took a long time before blacks or minorities really got the spotlight. Even today, it's still a struggle for diversity and equality. Just look at the workplace. Dan does look good, though. I can't believe how much he lost, but he does look weary based on them clips. I'm going to watch the full interview later on. Yeah, I'm going to check that shit out. Definitely get Gio being terrified and intimidated by Dan because child acting is a cutthroat industry. And it's wild Dan asked her for a quote of support during the doc. Crazy shit. I don't blame Brian or Gio for not wanting their kids in the industry. And Brian and his mom reconnected through the doc. Damn. Raquel being told not to lose her cool during the literals. Oof. Wonder what else was cut out of this documentary, because all this never before seen footage got me wondering how much darker it is. Brian's mom is right about being culturally trained to take it while Caucasians aren't. Crazy. This is fucking crazy. I hope there's more of this shit down the road. I want another season. Brian's mom's right for young black actors. Do it, but if it ain't right, walk away. Same to the parents. Also, the pressure of representing your race is insurmountable at that age. What happened to Shane Lyons? I'm calling bullshit on Shane's blue ball story with Brian Peck. It feels so fake. Just the way he came off with it. I'm glad it didn't happen to me. Like, motherfucker, who are you faking? And he checked out Gio's tits, trying to be subtle, or her ring finger. Dumbass. You think I'm kidding? Go back and rewatch it. I get Brian and Gio being apprehensive about doing a documentary after being approached by Emma and Mary. Same goes for Drake too and everyone involved. And it's kind of surprising who didn't come back for the 5th episode. Very revealing on that. Shane's right about needing more standards in place so it doesn't happen again, though I still feel like he's a fucking liar with his Me Too shit. I honestly want another season with all footage shown. But there is the other side of the coin. Are they all putting on an act for attention? I mean, they are actors after all. Something to think about. 4 episodes don't feel like enough to tell the whole story. And it's hard to rate this because normally docs are simple. Because, you get your info, you get your retrospectives, introspectives, all that bullshit. And it's easy to do it. But this one, deep as hell. So 10 out of 10. Though, I also wonder how many of them are going to self-destruct after this recap special. Because, yeah, since the shit's out in the open, how many of them are going to self-destruct? You never know. Sure, you start healing after the ugly truth comes out, and then more shit hits you. And I get Brian and Gio having to quit social media. I've done it twice now. Because they ain't used to that type of support, so they left. And that positivity really can be overwhelming. And I feel for Drake, though, because I can see the pain in his eyes and the gears in his head turning to process. And also sort of wish it hadn't come out. Yeah. It's a wild doc series that I never thought I'd watch or experience in my lifetime. But damn, it really does make you look back and think. But ultimately, you can't change the past. It's set in stone. All you can do now is navigate the present and hope the good comes out of it. Though I wonder about more kid stars coming forward and even adults possibly within the remainder of the 20s. So, that is Quiet on Set, Dark Side of Kids TV. Do I recommend it to you and friends? Watch it, cry, learn, absorb it, watch it many times to absorb it all, and go from there. That's all I can really say. It's a lot of heavy shit to deal with. So, I'm going to upload this. It's going to take at least 2 hours tops. It's already 53, going to be 53 minutes. Fun times. Ooh, so, yeah. Did I like it? Yeah. It was interesting. Very eye-opening. I didn't expect that shit. I had no idea what to expect, honestly. Wow. Just, wow. So, till next time, like and subscribe for thoughts and prayers.